Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. And today I have something from Austria that is the Pfanner Single Barrel PX 56.5% ABV. Now this is Pfanner. Pfanner actually produces juice over here in Europe. And so this is one of the major juice producers on the mainland Europe. And they also are a family-run company and they make whiskey. I actually reviewed a video about Pfanner Austrian Whisky and it was called the Redwood. And today I have cask number 17. It was distilled on the 16th of June 2011 and it was bottled on the 5th of August 2015. So this was actually matured in a first fill Pedro Jimenez PX sherry cask. 56.5%, as I mentioned, whiskey base number 79932, and a half-liter bottle over here costs about 50 euros, which is about 58, maybe $60. So the first thing I get on the nose is sherry. I get raisins. I get dark, deep brown raisins. It's like almost like a raisin / prune juice. Now prune juice isn't really what I wanted to say because it's very, very yummy. It's a wonderful, delicious, nice smell that we have. Imagine you have an old Glendronach, maybe one of those single casks. That's what I'm getting here, and that only after 4 years. In my German video I compared it to the Irishman 17-year-old single cask. This is a fabulous, fabulous whiskey. 99 euros over here, 100, maybe 130, maybe $120. I can buy this in Ireland only at the moment, and I'm very, very I'm sad about that. I'm begging the Walsh Whiskey Distillery to actually send a cask over here to mainland Europe and let us also in Germany have that privilege of buying some 17-year-old beautiful, 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 fantastic Irish whiskey. So we're not in Ireland, we're in Austria, and the nose is very, very nice. Now the only problem I have here, and I'm going to try to describe it with a little bit of music. Now imagine you have someone actually singing "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star," and that's just at exactly that volume level. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. And imagine Metallica came and started singing, "Rah!" And underneath you had this "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." You wouldn't hear anything because Metallica or whatever different band you wanted to take was so loud and so just obviously taking over the stage. And this is basically what I have here. You could have, now this is just my personal opinion, you could have put pure vodka in that first fill, a PX cask, and it would have turned out almost exactly like this. Because that PX sherry just took over everything that was there beforehand. There is very, very, very little left of what the original whiskey tasted or smelled like. Every once in a while you get a tiny little bit of that edge that is still there. Especially with my left nozzle at the moment. My nostril, that's really good. I have a nozzle on my nose, a nostril. I get this young whiskey, metal. I get this young whiskey with the wet hay. I get the young whiskey with a little bit of the wet cedar in there. But the rest of the time, I just get this wonderful, very sweet, very, very heavy cherry note, cherry aromas. All right, 56.5%. Let's try it. I know from my German video that this actually is a little bit too much for my palate. That alcohol just explodes. Wow. Wow, is that hot. And now it's, as soon as that initial explosion is over of the heat, it's just like a heat blast in your mouth. And now it's sweet. Now it's sugary. It's actually very, very nice. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tame the beast. Take it down to about 48%. Now the nose does change, and a lot of that beautiful, beautiful PX or PX sherry just kind of disappears and dissipates a little bit, and a little bit of the original Pfanner whiskey, 4-year-old Austrian young whiskey comes through here, which is not the best thing in the world. And then you try it. Most of the heat is gone. It's still very sweet, very a lot of raisins, sultans, I think they're called in English. Those white grapes that are actually turned into raisins. Oh, nice. But then every once in a while, there's that little edge there. That old sherry compared to the new whiskey. So this is actually going to be in my book almost a B minus. Let's go for a B minus. It's actually very, very nice. The more I drink and the more I like it. I must admit they did a great job, but yet I'm still fairly convinced, as I said, you could have put almost anything into that new cask, let it sit for 4 years, and it would have turned out fabulous. That's how much that wood really affects the spirit. Some people say between 60 and 80% for bourbon casks, and I'm going to go actually for a PX sherry cask up to 90% could be actually wood, if not more. So value for money, this is a C minus in my book. We're paying 100 euros for 1 liter, so it runs about 75 euros, about $85 here for a normal bottle size, and that's just way too much. You can get other things that are a little bit better. For example, the Glendronach 12-year-old. This can almost, or you can get the new Glendronach 15 revival, which came out, or the Glendronach Allardyce, which I have here as a sample, or the Glendronach 21 as a Parliament, which is more expensive, I know, but yet that's more of a wonderful moment of just enjoying it. All right, my question of the day is, we're talking here about a sherry bomb. What is your favorite sherry bomb that you've ever had? It could be your go-to sherry bomb, or it could be a once-in-a-lifetime sherry bomb. I do remember a nice little story. My very, very, very first whiskey fair was over here in Germany. It was in our state's capital, which is called Kiel in the north of Germany. And I had to go in, and I paid my 10 euros, and I got, I think, 8 tokens. Each token was basically €1, so I paid 2 euros for the entrance fee, got a glass, and the rest of them were these tokens. And so I went to this nice first booth, walked through the door, first booth there, and I said, hi. And I was very, 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 very at the beginning of my whiskey career. I think that's actually before I did my first video online. And he said, hi. And I said, I'm very new. What could you suggest? Well, first of all, we have to ask, do you like the peated whiskeys or the sherry whiskeys? And I went, oh, I don't like peat. He said, all right, sherry. So do you want this very, very heavy sherry, or do you want something very light? I said, I don't know. He said, let's try this. And he pulled out a Ben Nevis 28-year-old, and it was the best whiskey I've had, I think, during that entire year. He poured it in the glass. He said, thank you. Took all 8 of my chips for a little pour of 2 CLs. And I went, oh, this is so good. And so there are some very, I think it was actually a entire maturity in a PX. It would have been a sherry cask. It could have been Ortolozo. I don't remember back then, but there was basically 28 years in a sherry cask for the Ben Nevis. Heaven on earth. I just love that. So what was your favorite sherry bomb you've ever had? Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Did I mention there's 495 bottles from this? I don't think so. That's it. It's a single cask. When it's over, it's over. So Pfanner PX single cask. Very, very nice. Cask number 17. And I can highly recommend this, and something, once again, you'll probably never see or have the chance to get your hands on. I'm sorry. So, thank you very much for liking. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for subscribing. I will see you Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays here on my channel. Bye-bye.